The Apple iPhone 13 has all the upgrades we wanted to see, and I'll be sharing the details right after this. So we're close to launch and everything is coming out about the iPhone 13, including the launch date, and we've now got confirmations that it's going to have the upgrades we all wanted. Before we get started though, please like the video if you're an Apple fan, and let me know in the comments what country you're watching today's video from, and if you haven't already then make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. So as with all phones, we get exciting leaks very early on telling us all the great features that are coming, then most of it turns out to be false and we're all left disappointed. Now luckily this isn't the case with the iPhone 13 and most of it has turned out to be true, although not all of it. So first of all, we've had high hopes for an in-display fingerprint scanner on the iPhone 13. We've had many leakers saying that it is coming, but unfortunately it's not. Ming-Chi Kuo was the only one who said it's not coming until the iPhone 14, and I've been sent some information this morning which confirms that is the case. Even the iPhone 13 Pro Max is not going to have an in-display fingerprint scanner or any form of Touch ID, and the source has given correct info before, so I would say it's at least 80% likely to be true. Now unfortunately it's also the case for LiDAR scanners across the whole range. We were told that it could be happening for all 4 iPhones and it seemed like a logical move. The iPhone 13 mini and the standard iPhone 13s do not have LiDAR scanners, and it's only going to be for the Pro models. Although according to Ming-Chi Kuo, they'll have it on the whole range for the iPhone 14. Apart from that though, everything else is incredible and it's the iPhone we all wanted to see. Ming-Chi Kuo advised in an investor's note yesterday that the camera upgrades he advised us of last year are also happening, and the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max are going to have an upgraded ultra-wide camera. We're getting a good autofocus on the ultra-wide and it's going to deliver a more crisp and sharp image regardless of the subject's distance, and we also get improved low light performance. The iPhone 13 is slightly thicker than the predecessor, but we also have improved battery capacities on the whole range, and that's something that was very much needed, especially for the smaller ones. When it comes to the iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max, both are getting 120Hz LTPO displays, and that means that not only do we get high refresh rates, but they shouldn't be too power hungry either. While many are still thinking that there could be an M1 chipset inside the iPhone 13, it's not going to be the case. It's going to be using the A15, but of course it does come with the usual improvements over the previous chip, and in terms of software we've already seen plenty of benefits from iOS 15. New reports have also advised that Apple is expecting high shipments of the iPhone 13 and a big gain in the high-end smartphone market share. It's partly because of the Huawei ban from the US, but also because of the new hardware upgrades. When it comes to the high-end models of the iPhone 13, they're pretty much the phones we'd hoped to see last year, so no one should be disappointed. We already know that Apple are ensuring that there's going to be no shortages of the iPhone 13s, and Webbush issued a report that states the iPhone 13 is coming on the 3rd week of September. While this is very likely to be true, it does sound a little bit like a guess. Apple always release mid-September apart from last year, and Apple events are also always on a Tuesday. By saying the 3rd week, it means technically it could be the 14th, or it could also be the 21st if we're counting 4 weeks only. But all the leaks are pointing to no delays and no shortages and the much wanted hardware upgrades, so I'm very excited for the launch. For those of you also excited, we're now going to run through the expected specs, design and the pricing for the whole iPhone 13 series to help you guys decide if it is worth the wait. For my regular viewers, you guys have already seen this, so just jump to the next video, but if you're new here then don't forget to hit subscribe and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the iPhone 13 mini. With the iPhone 13 mini, we get a 5.4-inch OLED display. It's expected to have a 2340 by 1080 resolution, and this gives us 465 pixels per inch, but it's only going to be a 60Hz display. On the front, we get a notch that's going to house the selfie camera and Face ID, and on the back, we get a dual camera setup with a wide and an ultra-wide camera. It will of course be powered up by the new A15 Bionic, and it's expected to come with 4GB of RAM and a choice of 64, 128 or 256 storage. It's coming with a 2406 mAh battery with at least 20-watt fast charge, and it will support wireless charging. We get Bluetooth, 5G and Wi-Fi 6, and the phone is of course going to ship with iOS 15. I'm expecting the iPhone 13 mini to start from around $700, but I'll update the price as soon as we get an accurate leak. Next up, we get the standard iPhone 13. With the iPhone 13, we get a 6.1 6.1-inch OLED display. It's expected to have a 2532 by 1170 resolution, and this gives us 460 pixels per inch, but again, it's only a 60Hz display. On the front, we get a notch to house the selfie camera and the Face ID, and on the back, we've got a dual camera setup with a wide and an ultra-wide camera. It will of course be powered by the new A15 Bionic, and we get 4GB of RAM and a choice of 64, 128 or 256 storage. It's coming with a 3095 mAh battery with at least 20W fast charging, and again it does support wireless charging. We get Bluetooth, 5G and Wi-Fi 6, and the phone is going to ship with iOS 15. I'm expecting the iPhone 13 to start from $800, but again I'll update the prices as soon as we get an accurate leak. Next up, we've got the iPhone 13 Pro. With the iPhone 13 Pro, we get a 6.1-inch OLED display, but this time it's got a 2532 by 1170 resolution, which gives us 460 pixels per inch, but on the iPhone 13 Pro, it's going to be a 120Hz LTPO display. On the front, we get a notch to house the selfie camera and the Face ID, and on the back, we get a triple camera setup as well as a LiDAR scanner. The configuration is going to be made up of a wide angle, an ultra wide, and a telephoto camera. It will of course be powered by the A15 Bionic, and it's expected to come with 6GB of RAM and a choice of 128, 256, 512 and even 1TB storage. It's coming with a 3095 mAh battery with at least 20W fast charge, and wireless charging is supported. We get Bluetooth, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, and it's of course going to ship with iOS 15. I'm expecting the iPhone 13 Pro to start from around $1,050, but again this is just an estimate. Finally, we have the iPhone 13 Pro Max. With the iPhone 13 Pro Max, we get a 6.7-inch OLED display. It's expected to have 2778 by 1128 resolution, and this gives us 458 pixels per inch. Now again, this is going to be a 120Hz LTPO display. On the front, we get the notch with selfie camera and Face ID, and on the back, we get a triple camera setup plus the LiDAR scanner. The configuration is going to be made up of a wide, an ultra wide and a telephoto camera. Like the Pro, it's coming with the A15 Bionic. It's expected to come with 6GB of RAM and a choice of 128, 256, 512 or 1TB storage. It's coming with a 4352 mAh battery, and again we expect at least 20W fast charge as well as wireless charging. We get Bluetooth, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, and the phone ships with iOS 15. Now this is the most premium, and we're expecting the iPhone 13 Pro Max to start from around $1,150, but again I'll confirm this as soon as we get a leak. So it's great that we've got so much information on the iPhone 13 series, and with launch in September it's not too long until the official reveal from Apple. Thankfully there is expected to be plenty of stock for the iPhones, and Apple are reportedly not going to be affected by the chip shortage that is causing so many other companies problems. Now of course, as always, I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments. Who out there is excited for the iPhone 13 and you disappointed with no Touch ID? But thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, smash a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down twice, and I'll see you guys in the next one.